While I was taking a phone call from work, I hope you don't mind me asking, but I think I have a right to ask. What were you and Tiffany talking about in here? Oh, that conversation? We were just talking about the testimony, the commercial that she's going to be doing for the Institute. You know, she agreed to do it. How much more is there to talk about? It's a very lengthy discussion. Always with the skeptical tone with me, Brian. What did you think? I was sitting down and wooing her? We were just hammering out some details. She's been very eager to get the testimony out. I told her that there's been a lot going on and I need to figure out when we're going to do it. And then we just started to talk about random things. You know, I just have come to realize what an asset she is to you and this family, and how bright, intelligent, disciplined she is in her craft. And you're a very lucky individual to have her. Do you actually believe all that, or are you just blowing smoke up my ass? I do hope that you're being genuine with her, because I do believe Tiffany's in for the long haul with me. And I don't want there to be fakeness. I don't want you to lie to her, or I don't want there to eventually be another one of those situations where you're rude to her. No. I want to get along with everyone in your life. I myself want to be an asset to you, and I'm happy that you and I have buried the hatchet with certain things, and we're moving on and looking forward. I appreciate that. But a couple weeks ago, you did say some pretty nasty things about Miranda on stage to the people of your institute, whatever you want to call it nowadays. So how are you still have a fan base that's out there looking for Miranda, and I don't appreciate that. I don't want people harassing her. So how are you going to undo that now that you say that you're really not going to look for Charlotte and not bother Miranda? How are you going to undo all that? Well, I guess I'm going to have to go on stage and take back some of the things that I said about her and settle people down to an extent. Obviously, I can only do so much, and I stand by a lot of what I said, that she took your daughter and ran away with her. I just wanted people to be on the lookout. I did not ever mean to incite violence in any way, but I will speak to them on stage eventually. Maybe you should think about it, because I get DMs all the time from your institute, and they're trashing Miranda, making her out to be this horrible witch. And yeah, I'm mad at her for what she did, but that's still the mother of my child. I don't need the angry mob coming after her. So I was thinking, I'm gonna need you to tell your institute to back off. And until you do that, maybe we're not so perfect. That's what I said that I would do. But honestly, I thought you and I were on good terms right now. Right? Like I said, I thought we buried the hatchet. So help me understand, where's this all coming from right now? Because, Uncle, after I took my work phone call and you were busy in here having a conversation with Tiffany, I looked through my DMs, and one of the first ones that I saw, I get ones like these all the time. I'm so sorry for what your baby's mother did to you. Taking your child is heinous. It's nice, it's kind of true. If I ever see her on the street face to face, she's gonna feel my wrath. I'm gonna take Charlotte away from you, and I will bring her back to you. And your baby's mother will never see her baby again. Alright. I get that person is well-intentioned. They go on to talk about how much they love coming to the Serafina Town Institute of Faith, and how much they love God. And I don't think they're a bad person. But the way that they're talking about Miranda, someone who I shared a life with, someone who I watched carry my baby for 9 months, that's unacceptable. There have been people that watch the internet show who refer to your church as a cult. as someone who grew up in your thing, I get shivers down my spine when people talk about it like that. But when people talk about Miranda like that, it sure as hell does feel like a cult. So I'm gonna need you to do the right thing and tell them to back off, because Miranda's not evil. The wording in that DM is definitely harsh and strong, for sure. But you have to understand, a woman, or even just any human being, takes a baby from someone who rightfully belongs to them, runs off with them, it's going to evoke certain emotions. If we were in a different time period, a different location, what she did would not fly. And you've let her off with a slap on the wrist in many ways. You haven't pursued her legally or anything like that. So in terms of someone seeing a baby get stolen like that, that person might have been a parent themselves. Think about the anger they have. Are you justifying their behavior and these DMs that I get? Are you justifying someone walking up to Miranda and taking her baby forcibly from her? She's trying to live a better life. No, I don't condone violence. I don't want to incite violence. But a lot of people hang on to words. Baby daddy or the baby. And I hung on to a word just now, out of your mouth. Her baby. You say that a lot. Her baby. It's your baby too. Charlotte Montgomery, your baby too. I think you're making excuses for her in many ways. Again, I'm not condoning violence, but again, you're defending her over someone who just wants to give your baby back. I'm not making excuses. I'm not. I just can't believe that you can't see how vile you have turned people against her. That's not fair. I'm not saying what she did was right, but we don't order people to be violent towards my baby's mother. Right, well, Brian, I understand where you're coming from. I empathize with you as your family, and I want to respect your wishes and make you happy. So, again, I will talk to the people and tell them to go about things in a different manner. Do you believe me? Are you going to actually do this? Or are you just yesing me? So I shut up. You have my Montgomery word. I would not break it. Right. I appreciate that. Because I can't feel trust between us till you do that last thing for me. If I can see you really be selfless and give away your miracle baby and change the narrative and focus on our family again and not so much who left me, then I'll trust you again. Absolutely, Brian, absolutely. But you've worked yourself up so much, and these phone calls, and why don't you just have a drink? I'll have one too. Alright, yeah, I'll take a drink. Good. Your aunt made, I think, fruit punch? You've been very agreeable with me lately. And I really appreciate that you've taken into consideration what I want with Charlotte and stuff. And I know I flip-flop, and I know that one minute I think it's best that I be chasing her, and then the next I'm taking a step back. And I know it's confusing, and I know that the people of the Serafina Town Institute of Faith grew a connection to Charlotte, but I think moving forward, the way we're handling this is the right way. Just gotta leave Miranda alone. Can't have people going after her. All sounds good with me.
Still haven't heard what I'm looking to hear.
Right. I'm sorry, Melissa. Genuinely. I'm sorry for everything I said to you. It was under different circumstances, and I apologize.
You know, the funny thing about your apology, Joey, is that I want to accept it, and it pains me that I want to accept it, because just standing here in front of you, listening to you, after what you said to me, makes me look like a clown and a fool. I shouldn't even give you the time of day after how you spoke to me.
Right. Well, part of growing, part of being a new version of myself, it's not making excuses. I don't have any to tell you. I said terrible things to you, and I'm sorry, that's all I can say. I don't have an excuse. What I said was bad. I know that.
No, you don't have excuses. You can't stand there and say you were pissed off or you were in grief. Or the things you said to me were heartbreaking to me.
So then why are you here, Melissa? If I don't have any excuses and I did you wrong and I did something so terrible, which I did, I own up to, I'm sorry. Why are you here then?
Because I know you didn't mean them. Or did you? And then the other thing is, you've honestly already said worse to me in the past.
And I make no excuses for what I said to you in the past either. You know, it haunts me, the way that I spoke to you when you started working at my job, even though I think you were doing it for the wrong reasons. There are plenty of times that I have said things that make me cringe when I think back on them. And I don't have an excuse for any of it.
You didn't answer me on whether or not you meant it.
You honestly shouldn't care whether or not I mean it, but I didn't mean it. I said them out of anger. I said them to hurt you in a way because you hurt me. And that's wrong. It's like my old self. I still just don't know, like, I think you're making excuses for the fact that you're here, you know? You shouldn't be.
You know, the hopeless and romantic in me, the little girl in me, thought I could come here and I would instantly see you and want to forgive you. Because that's what love is, right? But it's not that easy for me.
Well, no one's holding a gun to your head. I want you to forgive me, but I understand why you wouldn't. I just need to clear something up, though. Miranda really just gave you that bracelet back, and what? You didn't want to tell me because it would hurt me?
Yeah, before Miranda left, when the cameras stopped rolling on us, she looked at me and said, "Give this back to Joey." She said a few other things, but you know what? I was going to. Because that's the best opportunity for me, right? To finally give you something that solidifies the fact that Miranda is over you and you're never going to have her again. That's my dream come true, right? But instead, I tried to do the right thing and protect you from having a broken heart. And look what it got me.
I'm really surprised you did that for me. That couldn't have been easy for you to hide that from me.
Yeah, you think it would have been easy for me? First of all, you probably wouldn't have even believed me. But second of all, do you think it would have been easy for me to hand you back your little bracelet that you made for her and tell you that she hates you? Well, and I hate you, but doesn't want anything to do with you ever again and doesn't want to think of you, blah, blah, blah. You think I could have looked you in the eyes and watched your face melt away? I couldn't do that to you. I didn't want to hurt you. But you know what? It's so easy for you to hurt me with your words.
Very strong for doing that, and I totally misjudged the situation and I jumped to conclusions. And just like how people do it with me when they think that I'm up to my old ways and stuff, I'm a hypocrite. And I did the exact same thing to you, and I'm sorry for it. I genuinely am. I never meant to hurt you with my words. It's a bad reflex of mine. Still no excuse, but...
Okay, well, like I said, the apology is not enough for me.
Get that, but you're here, you're in front of me, so what do I have to do to get you to forgive me? Because, look, I'm not saying I don't know what I want, but I know that I want you in my life. So what do I have to do?
I will forgive you. I will. Under one condition.
I said this to my uncle, and now I'm saying it to you. I wanted to wait till we were home and just me and you. I'm gonna take a break from looking for Charlotte, just like you asked me to.
Wow. Okay. Are you sure? Like really?
Yes, really. I was thinking, and I don't want to make the same mistakes that I've made in past relationships, where my drama affects it. Not that you weren't supportive or anything like that, you were super supportive, but I want to focus on us. There's no harm in letting Charlotte bond with her mom, as long as they're safe and whatnot. It's about us right now.
Well, I'm happy that you came to that conclusion, that you're going to focus on your mental health and our relationship a little bit more, not in a selfish way, but I just think that you need to take a breath, and I hope that I'm not the only reason that you're doing this, though.
No, sweetie. You're not the sole reason why I'm taking a break. You're someone who opened my eyes to the prospect, but thinking more in terms of Miranda, and something tells me that if I were to find her, I would just be bringing all my drama to her. And I think she deserves the break. I said this to my uncle, I'm saying it to you. And that's it. I want to focus on us.
Okay. Well, if this is what you want to do, I support you. Like I said, I support you either way. I just don't want to see you self-destruct.
I love you, Tiffany. And I look forward to moving our life forward together. I'm excited for just the possibilities that you and I have. Just want to focus on positive things.
I love you too. Your uncle. He said that he would stop looking for Charlotte as well. He's not planning anything behind your back. Not that I'm accusing him. I'm just a little shocked that he would agree to that.
Yeah. He told me he's done too. So, with that chapter closed, I guess temporarily, let's do some fun stuff together.
Okay.
So I have to extend my gratitude to you, because without you, I wouldn't have enough DNA to get a paternity test for my former miracle baby. So thank you.
You're welcome. So you were able to get Brian's DNA?
Yeah. Got it off of a cup. So I've secured it. I hopefully have Charlotte's DNA off of that onesie, which I believe that I do. And what I'm going to do now is go to 3 different paternity test clinics or DNA clinics. I'm going to go to one in New York. I'm going to go to one in Serafina Town. And I'll pick another random location, just so I can corroborate all the results. Just so when they come back, no one can refute them. No one can corrupt them. And it'll be funny if, hypothetically, the one in New York and wherever else is different from the one in Serafina Town, because then I will have irrefutable proof that Nanny Agatha's medical organization is tampering with results.
It sounds like you have it all figured out. Sounds like a plan.
But that's not the cleanest way to get Agatha out of power. And maybe I don't need to completely do that. Maybe I just need to work with them. And the only way you can work with people sometimes is when you have something over them.
Instead of going public with the paternity test results, if they come back the way you want, you hold it over them. Get what you want that way. Get more out of them that way, I guess, right?
Exactly. I am going to let them know that,
I've seen Brian face to face. Seen your miracle baby too. I know she's young, but they do resemble one another. So chance you take all these paternity tests and he could still just be the dad. Then you got nothing. No leverage. Nothing to... There was no cover-up at that point. You put in a lot of investment, all your eggs in one basket here.
You're absolutely right. The results could come back that Brian is indeed the father. And if that's the case, then this plan is all worth nothing. And I need to find another way to get what I want in this town without having to go through the Serafina Town Organization of Medical. But I am hoping that my instincts are right and that Brian isn't the father. And then when my instincts are right, hey, if you don't want this getting out, let me open my natural birth wing. Let me open some walk-in clinics and this and that. It's leverage. But I failed to mention that it's not going to be me who goes to that dreaded family and asks for any of that or says that I have this over them.
Who's it gonna be then? It ain't gonna be Brian. Brian ain't gonna do it.
You said you didn't want to do anything where you're gonna get caught or anything like that. And I understand that. So what I need you to do is I need to go to your little ex-girlfriend and I need to tell her that I'm taking paternity tests for Charlotte and that I might expose a cover-up in her mother's organization and her family may face a lot of I don't know. You figure out the words. Your job is to get on her good side. Try to convince her and her family to work with me so I don't have to come forward with what I'm doing. Okay? You're not planning to like fudge the results of nothing, right? To get your way. So I don't want to be part of that. No, that's it. If I were to alter the DNA test results, that would make me just as bad as Nanny Agatha. It's a big gamble. I'm taking a big risk doing this. Because like you said, it could come back that Brian is the father, then I have nothing. Let's hope that's not the case. But I need you to do your part. And let's see if we can hold something over them before I bring this to the people.
Look, I'm glad you're not having me breaking and entering and nothing dangerous. Sick of that. But going back to my ex, I said some things that burned some bridges because I knew I was coming to work for you. And I had in my head I was never gonna interact with her again. I don't necessarily think that she would welcome me back.
Well, you better make it work because I'm gonna go to these clinics and get the results. And I would never want to have to come forward about what happened between you and Junior or anything like that. I know I sound like a jerk by saying that, but what I'm trying to tell you is you don't have a choice in the matter. Go do this. Go kiss her ass. I know you love her deep down anyway, so it'll probably be a little easy for you. Get on their good side. Try to get them to work with us, like the way it should have been.
You know, I helped you because I didn't like her son, and I had a grudge against Nanny Agatha. And I thought we were a team. But now I'm starting to think you just had me do things for you so you could hold them over me. Same way you did your priest with the kidnapping. This is how the mafia works, right? I'm familiar with it. The boss never gets his hands dirty and send out people like me so that when it comes time to face a judge or something, it falls on my back.
I don't blackmail people. That's not me. Get to it.